Hello everyone! GameGoddessFee here. We are back today with more Ace Attorney, and I do have my boy. Alright, so we're gonna do this final episode of this case, you guys. Finally, goodness. See, I've been having my tooth problem. I had some tooth work done yesterday. My mouth was kind of swollen. That's why I didn't come on. So hopefully it's back to normal. I don't see, you know how they be dead in your mouth and it be looking crazy and swollen. But anyway, but yeah, we'll finish this case. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd appreciate it. All right. Then I have to go back in 2 more weeks for the actual root canal. So, but it wasn't too painless. It wasn't too painful yesterday. So, I'm glad of that. All right, so we have Ace Attorney Investigation, Miles Edgeworth, episode 5, Turnabout, Ablaze, letter, the final testimony, Quercus Alba.
Quercus Alba.
Quercus.
Quercus. That's the name of the plant, right?
Oh, a plant?
Yeah, I looked it up.
At
least
okay.
Quercus is. I don't know about Alpha.
Oh, okay, good to know. All right, Plum, here we go.
Let's get back on the plane.
Like you're ready to get back on the plane. March 15th, 3:33 a.m. Theatre Neutralis lobby.
Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about! I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatrum Neutralis.
I thought it was Neutralis.
I don't know, I'm just saying stuff. Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Still Samurai stage show. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is the key of this investigation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Doing Rest too? What mode do you want?
The Still Samurai show.
I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I promise I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. So you were in the theater proper watching the First mistake, anyway. So you were in the theater proper watching the Still Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Still Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It's the Still Samurai who is cool.
Yeah, and the Still Samurai special finishing move today was really something, huh?
Huh? Hey, Yashi! Who is she? Who's this super cute girl?
Oh my goodness, Larry. How old is Kay?
You can shake.
Alright, let's see. Oh no! How old is Larry?
Is Larry up there?
Let me see. Yeah, I think he should be.
Oh no, look what you doing!
She's been standing here this whole time, and only now he notices her? Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation.
Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never.
Yeah! So Kay, I'm Larry Blah!
Silence in the peanut gallery. What? In the peanut gallery, but anyway, there's no time for such triviality. Oh my goodness. Trivialities at a time like this.
Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that?
My tongue can't twist that much.
I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth! Have no fear. I will finish the job. This really is the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's fibs.
Rebuttal, the Still Samurai show. I watched from the last row. Can we press them?
Yeah.
The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience.
The last row? I should think that an ambassador would have had special seating reserved. I wanted my staff to enjoy the Steel Samurai show as well. So I gave up all of the good seats for them. It was enough for me to simply see him.
Hey, the Steel Samurai wasn't the only hero. Let's not forget about the Pink Princess here.
My dear madam, if you continue to thrust about like that, your hip may begin to hurt again.
Oh my. Well, aren't you the considerate person when you want to be? But this young butterfly is on that side of anti-poop. So you can spread me the flirtatious come-ons. Wow, he's completely frozen.
In frustration, perhaps. I dare say she can be one trying opponent. In any case, Mr. Alba, can you actually prove to us that you were watching the show?
I promise I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose.
Are you admitting, then, that you have no way of proving to us that you were watching? Quiet! You buzz in my ear like a pesky little fly! If you don't wish to listen quietly until the end of what I have to say, then perhaps you should back up and get out of my way! I see that you're willing to be a bit more receptive now. Well, it's true that it may be difficult to prove that I was out in the audience.
I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you?
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice.
Mouse Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture.
I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think the climactic scene of today's show was totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well, and that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate, early summer rain jab. Oh, that scene will live on my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. How can you forget about your own special moves? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today was the first time they shows it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you are correct, but if you could please elaborate on this point for me. One of the scenes was his never-before-seen early summer rain jab move.
Hold it!
Early summer rain jab was a move that was to be unveiled today. And because I saw that brand new special move, I believe it confirms my alibi.
How sad. The only way he's got to protect himself is that he watched the Steel Samurai? I guess this guy really has nothing else left.
Yes, and to avoid arrest, you can bet he'll say or do anything. But with all of us here, there will be no escape for him.
Yeah, we'll find a way to bring him to justice.
Now then, let us continue with your testimony, Mr. Alba. Very well. The Steel Samurai's special move and the various other scenes.
Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them.
Hold it!
I agree. Today will be a day to remember. Especially when we finally make you pay for all the wrongs you've committed. What?
Hey, that's what the Steel Samurai says when he defeats the evil magistrate.
Actually, that line was just something I ad-libbed. You may act all surprised, but naturally, you remember this line, don't you? Of course I do. I just now understand how the evil magistrate felt, that's all. And allow me to make you identify with the evil magistrate some more.
Hey, then that makes you the Steel Samurai, huh?
Well, if you had to complete the analogy, I suppose then yes. And I do believe it's time to bring the curtains down on this with a bang. Kay and myself were also in the audience of the Steel Samurai stage show.
He's got nothing on that Jammy Ninja, but he was still cool enough, I guess.
Wasn't my brand new special finishing move totally rad? No, don't tell me! It was you who thought up the special move? Yep. Now what was it again? Extremely silly rain jab! Was that it? No wait, it was stubble breaking chop! That doesn't sound quite right. How can you forget a move you came up with? Final piece to Mr. Alba's alibi is that he was watching the Steel Samurai show. However, if he was busy killing Mr. Coaching, he should not have had the time to do so. Alright, you want me to tell you?
That's fine.
Okay, remember how Larry broke his spear?
If he broke his spear, how you do the move? So, right.
Let me see. Oop. This the statement?
No, right.
Huh, let me see.
Right.
I do.
Right. Yeah,
This one right here, the early summer rain jab. That's what that when he used that staff for that spear.
Yeah. There it is.
Okay, we gotta present the samurai spear.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer?
Objection!
You little irritating gnat! Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same questions over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The samurai spear? What about it? This spear. actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Still Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai's special move was tonight?
It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Oops. It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash.
Okay.
Nah, I had your mic on too.
Okay.
Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Quercus Alba! You didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? Aha! So if he wasn't watching the show tonight...
Then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Kuchin instead.
So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now! Just what's it so funny? You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watched the show, or most of it, in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show, I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assumed that was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That is the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal! Oh, just because he got the name of the move wrong. We can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all. Ugh. As a fan of the Steel... As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had wanted to watch the entire show. Honest! Objection! As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in a seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever! Ooh, who did?
Who was that just now?
It would be I, young lady! Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Angie, please, hold for a second, I beg! You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samurai man. What is that? Samaniac. A Steel Samaniac. What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal?
I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac.
Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one, because I'm the Steel Samurai. Objection! I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai.
What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth?
It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I didn't get my line skipped right there, but... It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was an amazing show, filled with the spirit of the young and the young heart.
The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker.
Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Cochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is this for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show.
Right before?
Yeah! The stage director was going crazy because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab! That's kinda how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kinda pointless.
All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy.
Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kinda pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out that we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake.
It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art.
Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move. Hold those lips of yours still! What do you mean, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise in wasting time, much like a kid show. Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you! I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony. Ha! So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kid show. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Quercus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, just what are you driving at? That the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said out loud. Ugh. Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of the move?
Hello, David.
Hey, Dad, how you doing tonight? Happy Saturday.
Because I can think of only one way you could have known. Quercus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move.
It
Guess you saw it.
in a vision.
You saw it. Well, it's the finale of this episode, Dave.
In this game.
In the game?
Yep, this is the last case.
This is the last case in this game.
Not. What?
Hold
This is
on.
the first game. If we start the next game.
Okay. It got multiple games in it.
So this is the first.
Unfortunately, getting ready to go back on Tuesday. Yeah, I see, Dave. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time off. It was a long bit of time, but you said not long enough. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your last weekend of freedom.
You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard.
Hey, Game Queen 81, how's it going tonight?
Hey, Game Queen.
So that means that Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right?
But what's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Coach's murder. Is it that, court?
I can be.
Wait, go to it.
This right here?
Nope, right. Right.
Ah, this right here?
Yep.
I'm thinking about you said the cord.
No.
It was this from KG8 cord.
Not that. I meant the courts.
The courts.
Courts with a T, right. Yeah.
This court here? Oh.
Yeah. You know what the body was in.
Still someone right. Push this to Alba from the dressing room. There is blood inside. Oh, okay. I guess so.
Take that!
The push cart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the push cart awaited his turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there, along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alabast along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage.
So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show.
Precisely.
Oh, but wait, what if, and this is just a what if, what if the murder took place right in the dressing room?
What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room then would be as simple as pie.
The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcart then too.
Correct, thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Mr. Manny Cochin. Quercus Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why. Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal! You got that? Arrest!
Objection!
Not so fast! What is it now? Then I deserve a chance to explain myself. Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. Oh my god. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside.
Hey, Deity, how's it going tonight?
Hello, Deity. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You
Idiot.
idiot! Still trying to get out of this?
Deity said, ooh, woo, how did you, what you think about the Switch 2, Deity? Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him?
I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. Well, if that's what I need, and perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order.
He said, you don't think it was not as hype as I thought it would be. It was like, okay, Switch 2 is here, I guess. Yeah, because everybody else had already been talking about it. I guess it was leaked, but I wasn't, really paying attention to it.
I saw it like a week before we were supposed to come out. It looked exactly like that.
They was just waiting on it to Nintendo to say something. So, but I'm pretty hyped on what the new possibilities it has, like the new I guess the technology it's gonna bring. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see, and waiting on that Direct 2 in April.
It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Yeah! If Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal!
Oh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation.
We don't need to do any of that.
What? Woofy? How could you? He said, I love how they are going to have a Nintendo Direct on April 2nd because they don't want people to think it was a joke on April 1st. You know what? I hadn't even thought of that. That's true. Right.
I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else.
And they found nothing?
There's only one thing I can say to you, sis. And it's that they found nothing. That's it.
It's Black Clover. Right. I hear you there. I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us.
They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find.
I still need to watch my other shows there too. Look, I'm way behind. But anyway, if there is no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either.
Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one.
Who is it this time?
It's me, Edgeworth.
Hold it right there, you whippersnapper.
First Larry and now you?
What is it with that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're all leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in.
Why did you have to wait, what? You say that? Oh, I thought you said... Why did you have to speak up right at this instant?
But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up, because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing.
The most wonderful thing? From you?
It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know? My special pressure of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? Is this?
It's... It's a box of those samurai dogs, right?
Yes, Edgy Poo. Here, go on and eat one, and you'll feel as right as rain.
Ugh. Are we through here?
Why did everyone just get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo! Maybe you understand the depths of this lady's love for you? I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. But that occurred to me that maybe it were, oh my goodness, one day it was my dream to serve you food.
Go on, let me do my thing. What you doing?
Go ahead, you read it for me.
You doing it for me while I was
Mr. Edward, can't you do anything about her?
There's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence.
But I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for an idiot. It had a special design on its fan like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. And when I ate one, it tastes just like all the rest. Ooh, it made me so mad.
Wait, a special box with a Himanomaru? I don't speak Japanese, I'm from England anyway. Wait, a special box with a Hinomaru-like fan on it. I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there was no such thing as a Hinomaru dog.
Oh, who?
I don't know.
Hinomaru dogs taken from the dressing room. The fan's red sun is filled in for some reason.
This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this red sun may be just what we needed to point us in the right direction.
A present?
The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all up into the push cart just to move them.
Boxes of samurai dogs were sitting in the push cart.
I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the push cart.
Body in the push cart. The killers placed Coach's body into the push cart in the dressing room.
And then, you forced the steel samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be. Once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Oh, brain blast! Oh!
Really? Really? Samurai dogs or Hinomaru dogs?
I don't know. I forgot how you did this one.
Taken from the dressing room.
Maybe samurai dogs and fish cart. Yeah.
The killer used the push cart to transport the body. Which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the push cart by the killer.
Samurai dogs were removed. Dogs were put on the dressing room floor by the killer to make room for the body.
Wow, this is a hard choice right here. I don't know if we can solve this.
Do that again.
Yeah.
That's what should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. If this red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing samurai dogs from the pushcart. Then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special.
The edgy poo.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That's arrogance. That's self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what you will pay for away. And it's what you will. It will put you away. You good there, pal? Yes. And it is what you will put to. You're bluffing. Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs we need to go after this guy's juggler. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs is gonna put the old man away? The trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. I don't know, I was just bluffing, he's right.
This right here?
Red sun over paradise. Red sun over paradise.
What are you talking about? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that the red sun?
Mm-hmm. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomoro fan on it. This should never have existed. I'm chewing on ice while I try to talk. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste. I've gotta admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we've never found a blood in a place like this. We did.
I can't believe we found blood in a place like this.
Okay.
Hey you! Get this down to the lab! Pronto!
But why was there blood on that box to begin with?
If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah! You have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know. Just go.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box. But when my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder.
It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way to put that. I didn't steal. I received it for myself.
Quercus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part. Sorry to rain on your little love fest. However, how can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what?
Hey, so Mr. Edward, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh?
The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And you say that like it means something.
Huh?
Excuse me, sirs? Report! What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this, Quercus Alba. Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? One from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make? Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was the dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it? He has a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer.
This evidence, it's meaninglessness. What about a fingerprint analysis?
He didn't touch it. Or it probably could do it anyway. That can't be! We're so close, sir!
I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do.
We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose him with. I keep reading these lines around. I can't think of a single thing. That's a long laugh. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It wasn't me, pal. And it wasn't me this time either.
It's Larry.
It wasn't me either.
What's that?
It was me! Oh, it's him. Why is it you? Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more? What? Hurry up and spit it out! Yes, sir! That blood I mentioned, it's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What?
No!
What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who is it? I don't know, sir! All I know is it's not the same blood type as the victims, sir!
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore.
Neither do I. My, what an amusing turn of events!
Did he say he cut himself?
Hmm? That blood drop proves something to be true, all right. Namely, my words.
Thanks for the hearts.
And which one of your words would that be? The ones who have said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy?
What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, it's blood, pal! There's no way it's not related to the murder! So you would like to believe? But what if someone prepared the But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? I guess that's possible. Have we been wasting our time on a red herring? That blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Quercus Alba, you weasel!
Okay, so
Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again! I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday, I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to that day that
what?
working to see that to it that they just give it. Just
Working to see that to it that the day comes.
Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Oh! Is this really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who has been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do?
Oh my goodness, what man? Phoenix?
What would that blue... What would he, who can turn any desperate situation around, do? Turn it around. That's it! I must turn my way of thinking around! It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get onto a box like this. If I think about it that way. If the blood got into the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at that time. And there is only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Quercus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Mere words!
What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just what do you think it means, Kay? We had already caught him in our trap a while back. With an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, Earth to Mr. Prosecutor! Care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood.
But we know that it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all.
Miss Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. And I believe you are already aware of what I mean. And you know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that sealed this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person. Perfect! Hey, Edgeworth, Pearl's really wanted to go to that show, so I took her for a bit. She had a nosebleed though, man. Sorry about that. It's all good, Phoenix.
This was the mask too. I'm like, who is this?
Why you look like that?
I'm like, who is this? I'm like, who is this person
It's
here?
not him though, it's
He
Alba.
was requested to steal the statue by coaching. Who was it? Alba?
Yeah,
Quercus?
Quercus. He's 72, man.
Take that!
The blood on the blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Quercus Alba.
What?
What?
Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim.
The blood fell into the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the push cart.
Hey, Garrison, how you doing? Happy Saturday and happy stream. It's Felicia Implementator. Can't wait to start watching and already love the laughs. Hey, how you doing tonight, Garrison? Yeah. I guess we've been on here for almost like almost an hour. It's been an hour. But it's been a fun case. It's the end of this case right here. But yeah, we are having fun. I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you for the hearts. Give Garrison some hearts, y'all.
Give me your energy.
I appreciate you. Then there is only one other person it could belong to. So I need to get back on my grind, Garrison. I haven't been on here too much. I had a toothache and my face was kind of swollen, so I didn't want to come on here looking like that. So I just stayed off. But yeah, getting it taken care of. So we'll try.
Has been muted this entire time.
Oh my goodness.
My mic has been muted this entire time.
So you go back there.
Okay.
Where you was?
I don't know. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. But Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin had fought back?
Oh, this me.
Yeah.
You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba?
Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was the one bleeding then.
So I hope you have been feeling so much better. All of us fans are here to support you and have a great time watching whenever you are free. Stay healthy. I thank you, Garrison. You as well. Yeah, I went yesterday and they fixed some of it. But got to go back and do a root canal in 2 weeks. So, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm glad I'm not in pain like I was, but but yeah, it's coming along. I appreciate it. You stay healthy too, cause you know things. Look, after a certain age, things start breaking down on you. Like,
Oh!
really? You old? Whatever. Whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you though, Garrus.
What is the piece of evidence that shows that Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at that time? My badge! Take it on good faith! That down.
What is it?
The key. The key knife. The key blade. Key blade.
What?
Left.
This here.
Mm-hmm.
Take that!
That's not what I wanted you to play.
You said,
I said the blade.
This here.
Yeah.
Take that!
Wait, what? That's what it should be.
That's not it.
That's what it should be. Wait a second. Okay, do you have to show his wound first? You probably have to show his wound first.
Promenade about to get us kicked out.
Hey, listen to me. Yeah, that I guess.
Right here.
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when Damas 2 attacked me with a pair of scissors.
Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room.
Ah, but is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I can't just accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors?
Objection!
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from anyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal.
Objection!
I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Yes, that's correct. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and that one that could only have come from a blade. I wonder where you proposed that such a weapon came from.
This theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort.
Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the alabaster knife in the bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. But as long as you can't prove that, what other way is. What that other way? All your talk about Mr. Coach stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, you'd better hurry and tell me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Coachin brought a weapon into this theater. Now it's the knife.
Take that!
He does kind of like Xenohort. Anyway. Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key.
Hey, Roro, how's it going tonight? How y'all doing tonight?
Good evening, Rower. That key!
That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago.
And it is very unique in that it is both a key and a knife.
Glad to see you here tonight, Ro.
Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. Oh! You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back into Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe, there was a document about Kadapian paper, signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe! All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Quercus Alba?
Uh-oh.
That is what some may call the coup de grace.
What?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how to say it. Coup de grace.
Moving on!
Impossible! You can't take me down! Swine! All of you! Especially Manny Cochin! This is all because of that man's betrayal!
I'm sorry.
Look. I was like, what is you talking about?
He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die, while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Yatagarasu's card, and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. You think he old man Jenkins when you should have.
And that's why both of your voice acting is one of the best parts of the Ace Attorney string.
No.
Yeah. You know what? I love reading this stuff off. It's fun. It can be comical sometimes, but yeah, I love it.
Whatever.
Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there was one more question I forgot to ask. This country's or Alabas's. Which country court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. It's war!
That was funny. That was funny. March 17th, 11:21 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2.
Oh, this is it! The big day! It's Mr. Alba's trial today! Next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Albaz. Francisca is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Having to face Miss Von Cormer in court right after facing you, sir!
You said Francisca is our sassy queen. She slayed even in her 2 seconds of screen time. And she whipping everybody while she on the screen.
I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking. A flight attendant and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. A smuggling ring was the common thread between all of the incidents. Cammy Mill was to provide support during smuggling ops, using her job as an attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor. Oh, go you airlines and even the prosecutor's office! No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, detective? Nothing! It's just... well, come to think of it. Mr. Ernest Amino's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amino has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amino Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end, as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amino a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amino, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Macarella. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CCU and dead men. Dead men. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Polano.
Will you send some ink?
Yep. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't really eat any of these, so I'm giving them to you. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Gatopia again, its economy has changed. Really? And it seems that Ambassador Polano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Gatopia. I think that's it.
Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't, who is this?
I think it's K.
Oh, they said K?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want them, I could give them to my lovely that ain't K.
Wait, I can.
Who is that? I could give them to my lovely assistant K.
Wait, that's not what I said! So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir!
That was K.
Oh, that was K.
Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here?
Hey, you've got to be more alert than that.
Eek!
I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voices. I said voice.
That was supposed to, yeah.
Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit.
I totally didn't notice you, or realize that voice was you!
You're supposed to be saying that.
Like Z says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Merchant Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss.
Why be wearing that thing on his face?
Watching the guy who messed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flushed out all of the counterfeit bills, so Zing Fa's finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you, so I just wanted to say thanks.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day. Oh, Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth.
I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I said it right, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone you precious... Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I'll see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker paper for today's victory, sir.
Ticker tape, whatever.
I helped throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins.
Hope you've got enough, because I'm gonna go call my men up as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. Well, that's it. The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu is the story of those who dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet. And to that end, you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me. However, prosecutors, you made me laugh. I'm doing good. You made me laugh. Where Phoenix at? Wait, sure.
Phoenix can't defend him.
Yeah, Phoenix can't. I got nothing. Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. And today, more than ever, I feel the fight within me rising. Objection! That's it. You had to go super fast, man. What is that?
Why they had him going so fast?
Here you go again with this.
He back on the plane, y'all.
We got back on the plane.
Man, really in Mr. Edgeworth's debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases? I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of Go You Jumbo packs. Just think someday you will be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet.
That would be horrible.
They got to go through the run through, you guys.
I forgot his voice.
Edgeworth, all that rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. But more importantly, I have with you the fantastic treasure, the Turnabout statue of the Principality of Catapia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Pileno was most generous.
He gave him that fake statue.
It was a fake, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, go Francisco. I got to excuse me, one of my tooth longer. We finally caught Agent Hex Killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary ice. It feels good to finally bring everything to go close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Cadapian courts await. Cadapia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. She about to whoop somebody there, huh?
You gotta whoop the whole ring.
Okay.
Until
this.
Meekins! This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir! I thought I was safe since we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed that I had dropped my police badge, too! I guess what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. See you, Garrison? My little life has suddenly dripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man.
Thank you, Garrison. I appreciate it.
Who's next? Is this Emerald Opac? She was not in the game at all. She was in the game for 2 seconds.
I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edward a bit more than I did, but I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edward on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him scientifically.
That's where she was still innocent and she didn't fail. Here she come. She'd be in jail too.
Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easy, but I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is this cage of love. The guard down at the detention center, well, when he's on guard duty, he has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor, but don't. Oh. I'll stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love?
You know the guard, like, in the background, and like, Ace Attorney, when you go to the detention center? That's what she was talking about.
That guard there?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The judge?
It appears there's all sorts of drama that takes place outside the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edward teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something.
I want the judge spin-off.
Really?
Yeah.
Maggie.
Why are you just doing this? What is this? Is this supposed to be a conversation?
Whoa, I barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh?
Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job. Oops.
Don't let her get you down, Maggie. You still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be scared or sad. Anyway, I wonder what my next job should be. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. I got to go through the whole cast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is some of the last people time being in these games.
Why not come to Gadapia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate the Murder Show. Although recreating that particular case has created a few small files of its own, and we had a few problems with the fire marshals, but the next event will be great. It will be an attraction entitled Capture the Yatagarasu. Of course, I hope to enlist Kate's help in creating our latest attraction. Oh no, someone died! Call it short.
Oh, this dude.
I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan! But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're going to sell Blue Ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot, or any really. Oh, so I noticed that there's been this guy in a blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs.
All right, Larry. Okay, Larry.
What show hot dog and Phoenix is fake?
Who else? Wendy Oldback.
Don't tell me Detective Bat. Is he in jail? He's supposed to be in jail.
I gave testimony in court today as a member of the Yatagarasu. Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? And probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smoke in the ring. Lang Z says, duly bite the poisonous steak from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror.
Okay, who else? Well, here she go.
She about to run her mouth out. I was the pink princess and the pink badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright because I got a letter from my beloved Auntie Pooh. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does he mean by that last statement? It's not like I enjoy being under a headpiece every time I see him. Yada 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 yada.
Anyway, Oldback.
Or Phoenix.
Like he made
a cameo. He didn't say nothing. March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Whoa! I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir.
Yeah, and nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring secret. Oh, it's still me. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom.
Mr. Art, Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court.
Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francisca and Agent Lang.
So what are your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edward's assistant.
Are you still trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy.
Phew, what a relief!
Kay,
Yes?
even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief?
Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team on my own.
A 3-person team?
A 3-person team with young beauties at the same age as me, if possible.
With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need.
My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed.
Let's both strive for such a future.
Well, I guess it's time for me to get going.
I see.
Kay! Keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger!
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in.
If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever.
Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the 3 of us.
Yeah! A commemorative photo! Every big case has to end with one.
No.
Hey, what?
Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, detective.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come on back here.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Stop that. I can't be seen doing that.
Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese.
And thus, the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is I want to pursue the truth, and I want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed.
She grabbed the bib.
She grabbed my bib. I can't believe it. She used it as a stupid napkin and then she grabbed it. Has she no respect for the bib?
I told Plum that's what he gonna graduate in.
No! No! Well,
That's
it.
the end.
The end. After such a long time.
That was a long.
Good, but they should have ended it like sooner. Like as soon as he like danced up, that like one thing after that they should have ended it. But yeah, still good.
Anyway, I appreciate you all for watching and
Wait, I gotta show Pace my shirt.
huh?
I gotta show him my shirt.
Oh my goodness. He you wanna show his short off. Where's that?
I can't see it. Wait.
What are you doing?
I try to showcase my shirt.
Oh.
There you go.
He got Edgeworth. You see that Edgeworth shirt on? Show it again. He got that for Christmas, you guys. that first case where Edgeworth was laid out on the ground.
Yep.
Anyway. Alright, so yeah, we had Dave in the chat, Game Queen 81, Dead T, stop by, Garrison, Roro, that's a Game Queen 81, and yeah, thank you again, Garrison, for your kind words, and everyone else that's watching. I appreciate you all for watching, and yeah, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, appreciate you if you'll go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, and I will let you all go. Yeah, so I guess what we're gonna do next, Plum?
Maybe Todd, Princess, that's why it's a turn. Like we're probably gonna take a break and then do squid.
Okay, we'll see. But I'll talk to you all on the next one. You all take care. Good night.
Good night.